Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Hayden, Perez, women's tennis coach at the University of Memphis. And Coach, we'll talk about a few things, but I know a very exciting, busy week. Regular season is over. Conference championships are here. And, hey, they're in Memphis at Wolfchase.
Yeah, we're super excited to host. It's been something, it's been coming down the pipeline here for a couple of years with the addition of Wolfchase. Everybody's got a 0-0 record going into the conference championships, so we're going to reset and looking forward to it.
Thoughts on the season as we head into the conference title?
Yeah, I think from a record perspective, it's easy to say it's been a tough season or a rough season, but we are just a handful of points and games literally from being about 500 and being probably 35, 40 in the country. So there's a lot of parity with all the teams. So for us right now, we're sitting at about 79 in the country, and we could easily be 35 if you just changed 3 results.
That's always been the fun thing about keeping up with your program and your team is the schedule you put together. So it's not a matter of always looking at the gaudy record, look at that strength of schedule, and where y'all factor into the metrics at the end of the year.
Right. I think I could probably sprinkle in a few softies in there to help myself. But the girls really, they like it. They know the difference between playing a softer school and obtaining a win. And yes, that helps with some confidence at times. But they also know when they come to Memphis, they're going to play one of the toughest schedules in the country. Every year I get texts from my colleagues and they're like, you did it again. It's just so tough. And really this year we started with only 3 teams out of 20. So 17 of our 20 matches were top 100 teams. And so that's a tough one,
When you put schedules together like you traditionally have done, do you find it gets more difficult for the more powerful schools that you play, the higher ranked schools, because they know, you win your share of these. Sometimes you win more than they expect to, and when you do that, sometimes they're like, maybe we can't play in the future.
Absolutely. We found ourselves, I think last year we beat 7 Power 5 schools. And so just again, that's a small difference. This year we didn't quite get all those Power 5 wins, but absolutely some people are saying no now, because they know how tough we are. But it's really interesting to watch these kids compete. And when they come to Memphis, we also talk a lot about their personal development. So what does that mean? Playing the best competition is going to make you a better tennis player for future goals, not only your time here at Memphis. And they get that.
And I imagine when you go out and you recruit your athletes, not only do you want the type of player that wants to play at the highest level, play that type of schedule, play those type of teams, I'm sure it helps you kind of weed out the process that if you don't want to play that, then maybe you're not built for what you want to do here.
Absolutely. That tells us a lot. We watch them compete. That's one of the best things that my job is getting to watch them compete in these situations. And it really definitely shows you who wants it and who doesn't.
Second group coming through your program now that got to call have a home. And we talked about that a couple of years ago. You and Coach Doerr's teams went through some. You had success, postseason appearances, but you didn't have a home. You're wandering around Memphis trying to play at a high school or a university club every now and then,
right.
But really kind of the road warriors, the nomads, and so it's special to have seen them get to call, have a home for the last 2 seasons.
Sure. Every situation brings different challenges. Before it was our facility and where we were practicing, that was a challenge. Now it's, hey, we don't want these kids to feel entitled. Like we've got this fabulous Taj Mahal, if you will, of a facility, but don't just lean on that. It's you've got to bring that heart and that passion regardless of, the fabulous home we have now.
Have you seen the veterans that were on the teams 3 years ago take in the newcomers and just tell them little things like, don't put that there, don't put this here. You don't realize what we've got compared to what we started with.
Absolutely. And I get it. They're teenagers, adolescents, but there's been a few times where I'm walking in that locker room going, could we tidy this up a little bit? Treat it like it's your home because they tend to just kind of throw things around a little bit and they're a little bit messy. But, I have teenagers at home as well. And so I get it. I want them to always stay grounded, appreciative, and we constantly go over like an attitude of gratitude. Yeah. Hey, be thankful and keep your things nice.
What has it meant for the group to be playing their last matches this week here at Wolfchase?
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't get emotional at senior day yesterday. I stuck to the script and the tears didn't flow, but they might at the end of the season. That's the one thing I really emphasized to them yesterday was, hey, senior day, it's not actually the end of our season. We have several more matches left. Our goal is to win 4 in a row and win conference, and we're very capable, So it's one of those things where I can't wait to see where things go, and I'll probably get emotional then.
All right, you're going to start later this week at Wolfchase American Conference Championships, a chance to showcase the facility to maybe a few teams that have not been here yet. I know some of them have played here over the last 2 seasons, but How excited are you now to welcome everyone in and go, look at our home?
Yes, I can't wait. And the conference itself, they came out and did a little survey and looked at the place and checked it out. But really, just the conference itself, the teams that haven't been here before, everybody loves it when they first see it. They're very appreciative of it, and we hope to use it for future events and coming up.
What should fans expect when they come out to the championships? It's different than a regular match. You get good crowds, but this is a different beast.
Yeah, and we're super excited. Our first match is at 6 p.m. on Thursday, and so we will play into the night. The lights will be on. When we finish, it'll be under the lights, which is a cool environment to be in. I think it's going to be fairly windy throughout the week, but you've seen it around here. The winds tend to die down a little bit in the evening, so hopefully that'll be great. And if we're fortunate enough to get to the first round, we play at 6 o'clock the next night, which Friday night, 6 o'clock, we've generated some good crowds before, so we're looking forward to that.
All right, Coach, great to catch up with you. Have fun this week.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
That is Hayden Perez. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.